Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another edition of 5 Minute Gaming. And again, I have a very, very special guest, my friend David Thiel, here to talk about another pinball machine that he has done music and sound for, and that is Family Guy. And David, thank you again for being a guest on my show and talking about the secrets behind this game when it comes to music and sound.
Thank you for inviting me. This is one of the machines that are near and dear to my heart.
And why is it near and dear to your heart?
Well, you always want a good result. Every game, I go in and try to make something better than anything I've ever done. And Family Guy was the second game that I did after returning after 17 years of not making pinball machines. It's a Pat Lawler game. It was part of the reason why I ended up being back at Stern, because Chris Granner retired and Pat said, how about Dave Thiel? And we ended up doing Pirates of the Caribbean first, but this was sort of the title that got me back in doing this again after a long time. You know, the bottom line for me is we had this opportunity to use Seth MacFarlane. We managed to contract him to do the custom call-out package. And you'll never get another custom call-out package as good as this one, is my opinion.
As in where you have the real person who does the voices of the characters who will say all your pinball-related comments and things, right? You've always said it's hard to get stars, celebrities to do that because they don't care.
Right. For any number of reasons, it's hard. But, I mean, this is such a peculiar case because he does 7 or 8 voices on the show, and they're all very distinct one from another, and his performances are spot on. I mean, he is an amazingly talented guy, and the session was short. It was on a weekend, and he was trying to get to a Family Guy holiday party. And he came in, and I don't think the session lasted more than 90 minutes. And we sent him a script on the day of the session. He'd never seen it. It was printed out there, 50 pages of stuff. And he went through it. I was there to direct the session, but he's such a talent, and he understood what we were trying to do without needing hardly any direction at all. He asked a couple questions. Otherwise, he just went through this, and he would be Stewie, then he would be Peter, and then he'd be Giggity Giggity. I mean, it was just amazing to witness. And the results were just perfect for the game. And it's hard to make a comedy game because comedy doesn't bear repetition. I mean, you can't hear the same joke too many times before, well, that's not funny. So if you're gonna be funny, you gotta have a lot of variety. And having the opportunity to record, I don't know what it was, probably close to 600 lines. And the writing was good. I will give that to Stern. They had really done their homework and come up with a lot of fun stuff that leveraged the spirit of the show. And Fox was fine with it. I mean, very few lines were rejected. So we really had carte blanche, and we had Seth MacFarlane. And the end result I'm proud of. I had a good time then with that kind of raw material. That made that part of the project really good. And I was really happy to be associated with it. And I still enjoy, watching it.
Well, let's play a game, shall we?
Let's play a game.
Let's play a game. All right, I'm putting in my quarter. That was quite just the flourish of sounds and fanfare just with putting in the quarter. It made me feel good, which is what it's supposed to do.
Okay, since day one, since I started doing coin-op, and considering the business model, I've always felt that that's the single most important sound that I ever make, is I want that to be noticeable, distinguish it, very distinctive, and rewarding to a degree. I mean, I want you to want to do that again, because that's how operators make money with these machines. Right. And so even from the very first coin-op things that I did with Gottlieb, I spent a lot of time trying to make that sound evocative and cool, if I could.
And you know what? I liked it so much, I'm going to do it again. Yes. All right, I'm ready.
And it's a little different. I think I made 3 or 4 of them, actually.
Oh, so they change.
Yeah.
That one sounded the same.
No, I think there's 2 of them.
Okay.
You know what else is gross? broke a damn blood vessel! Oh no. I get a butt, but I don't know which way to lean.
Oh! Giggity, 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 goo!
Okay. All right, here we go.
By all means.
So, and I wanted to say that you said this game is near and dear to your heart. Well, it is near and dear to my heart as well, because this is the very first pinball machine I ever purchased, and I purchased it brand new.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So I own this for a while, and I have always enjoyed playing it. I just traded it for a different game after many years, but I had a ton of fun playing this. At the time, if I'd have known you, I hadn't met you yet, I would have been asking you all kinds of questions about it at the time. But I just had a blast. It made me laugh, and I loved the mini pinball. I know there's a whole story behind the Stewie mini pinball. I thought that was the coolest engineering thing I'd ever seen, is a pinball machine in a pinball machine that you play. It was awesome.
There's an evil monkey in my closet.
Yeah, you're doing good.
You're doing
Sure, you're doing good.
all right. There's a skill shot. I didn't even come close to that. I'll work on getting to Stewie pinball.
Your compass should be pointing this way.
Oh.
Shoot again.
Oh, I gotta hold down the plunger a little bit more.
Bing bong! Never disturb the dog while he's drinking. Can I at least get some pretzels here?
Dad, I don't like running. The sound of my thighs scraping together hurts my ears. I got him!
Playing this pinball game actually got me into watching the show. So I purchased a number of DVDs of the first 3 to 4 seasons, and it was so funny. And I loved Quagmire. He became my favorite character. Giggity, giggity, giggity! He has some good lines in this game, too.
Dad! Blast! How long does it take for you to spell?
Getting a little closer.
Big mess, everybody died.
Coming up, the Griffins show that flatulence isn't their only power.
Fart multi-ball, anyone?
Who's gonna protect me from the evil monkey in my closet?
This is Super Griffin. Each one of them has a special skill.
Produce or perish!
Chris can
Lois is the outer loop, like that. Shoot Meg. Meg's on the other side.
in the background. You can hear the heroic version of the Family Guy thing.
Time to play Stewie Pinball. Head for the
There we
TV.
go, Stewie Pinball.
It's all work and no play makes Stewie a dull boy.
Me and the little shred of dignity I have left will be waiting in the car.
The way I would play this is, it's on a time limit. Once that red flashing light in the center runs out, I'm done.
Are you kidding?
And I would do this a lot, just trap the ball and try to make my shots. Because now I'm in sudden death.
That's the good stuff.
If you see the dog, tell him up yours.
I think that's it.
Well, that was an opportunity squandered.
Squandered.
I don't want to go to my room. There's an evil monkey in my closet.
Oh, listening to Meg is...
I always like, I'm going to try to see if I can hit that drunken clam shot, which is the hole up in the very center, which starts interesting modes. As I play this virtually, it's a tricky shot to hit.
I'd like to give that dog a bone.
Alright, let's see if I can hit it. Nope, okay, I gotta make adjustments. I will make adjustments
that was
when my
so
brain says to
woke.
flip.
So sorry.
And I know that was you.
I am definitely.
Get your freaking jackpots.
Yeah, I don't sing in too many of the games.
And you did there. Oh, no. Crazy trip.
Just classic.
That's right, I've got it. I normally, the singing in this one is usually me singing along with Seth Green about the evil monkey.
Yeah, you're the evil monkey, right? At the song at the end of the game. Yeah, we'll hear that soon.
Okay, see you later.
But truth be told, this is one of the games that I went into the dip switch settings and I made it a 10-ball game.
All right.
A chance to get a little further. And I don't... when I play this game, I rarely get the chicken fight mode, and I love that mode whenever I get it. That's a lot of fun. I love all the punching, and I believe that was supposed to be a video mode. I believe you told me that.
That was always a hard sell. Programmers always hated video modes.
I don't know why. I love video modes.
I know. The prevailing attitude was it was a hard sell at Stern. Only at Williams they liked them more.
And all this music we're hearing, you created, right?
Yeah, we licensed the main theme, the Family Guy, and I created at least a half dozen versions of it.
Anyone for a mojito?
A little piece of advice. If Chris tells you to smell his finger, run. That
Skill
shot
shot.
was as smooth as my freshly powdered ass.
You're trying to get it up in the clam, huh?
I am trying, but I can't make the shot. I keep trying to hit it, and I'm always coming up short.
What do you say to a drink of 12?
Oh.
What?
Ball 9, David. How often do you see that?
I was going to say you need more than 9 balls to get to that clam.
I love you, man.
Oh.
No way did you just do that.
No way did I just do that.
Okay, ball on the line, Mike.
Zing!
I'll get that back. We call that the pity ball. See, that's happens a lot. I can get it kind of close, but I was thinking my other strategy might be just to not worry about it and just madly flip, and maybe it'll just. Hey, there we go. I got it.
The drunken clam.
Clam. Enter sober, leave with your underpants on your head.
Fart multi-ball. It was worth.
There you go.
What? Multi-ball.
So here's the big question, David, that everyone wants to know. Are those your farts we're hearing?
Well, let's just say I created most of them, but they aren't what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this.
But I do have a story about it.
I would love to hear it. Please tell.
We're on ball 10. I'll tell you at the end of this.
Okay.
You don't want to miss the Zydeco version of the Family Guy theme.
See how steered you well. Move it or we'll miss happy hour.
Norb, I think you would really like fart multi-ball. I know how you feel about farts.
Get the extra ball.
Oh, isn't this you singing Happy Hour? Happy Hour. That's gotta be you.
Yeah, I think so.
I like this little tune
Sexy
too.
Party.
Sexy Party.
I think spelling is a reasonable request.
Don't wear me out, you naughty girl. Make it the end of the way. Not so fast, honey.
Well.
This is even worse than when you ate that bubblegum out of the garbage. Ryan, did you get into the garbage last night?
No.
I was very used to that part of the game, and here's your singing.
Yeah.
Monkey in my closet.
Evil.
That's you doing that evil monkey.
All right.
I always like the drum solo.
Holy crap, no. I'm Chris.
All right, well, I'm going to start another game, but please tell us a story.
Yeah, who cares when you say
okay.
you're a dog? You can't
At
see
some
color,
point,
which means you can't see the
Pat-
color of the American flag.
in most projects, Pat makes one really specific request. And so he said he went to some kind of county fair or some kind of event near where he lives. And they had a Zydeco band. And Zydeco band's like a thing from New Orleans. And it usually features an accordion.
Oh, man.
But it's as funky as an accordion will ever be. And so he wanted a Zydeco version of the Family Guy theme. And Pat made a very pointed request that he wanted to try that. He wanted to do that because he thought Zydeco music was so much fun. So, okay. It wouldn't have been my first or even second choice, but he's the client. So I created a Zydeco version that I like. And
I can feel it.
when Bart Moldyball was added, I said, well, this has got to be the music for it. And then, every Switch wants to play some kind of flatulence.
Next, we head to the south.
And I had to do that. This is probably one of the highlights of my entire 40-year career in doing sound, was delivering all the farts to Lonnie Rupp. And after I did this, I got a phone call or an email, I forget which, and it was just Lonnie. It's like, well, these aren't farty enough. These aren't big enough.
Farty. They're not farty enough.
Farty enough. And I was like, let me assure you, Lonnie, we need to duck them more, take the music in the background down a little bit. These are very farty. And I made a few more fartier sounds. They were none of the fart sounds were made in the way you would normally make fart sounds. So it's not as gross as you think. There are other ways of making them, and I use those other ways. This is one I discovered. I don't know, this is for your show, but I discovered that. Well, actually, I think Lonnie sent me, in order to have some basis, he sent me links to YouTube videos where people, primarily college students, were lighting their farts.
Mm-hmm.
And on YouTube, of course, 200,000 people had watched this video of this person lighting his fart.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of videos like this, and it was a whole new area of YouTube that I had no idea even existed. My life was probably complete without having known it.
Okay.
But it certainly did inform me as to what the clients wanted. And so I juiced those babies up a little bit. And
Awesome.
Bart Moldyball exists in the world, and it's mine, and I have to own it.
So, and we're talking, this is around 2005?
No, Pirates was 2006. This is either the end of 2006 or 2007. Beginning of 2007. Because I'm celebrating. See, right now I'm celebrating the 15th anniversary of my consultancy, Audio for Interaction. I filed my first invoice to Stern in February of 2006, and that was for Pirates of the Caribbean. And this was the second one, so yeah, it probably was maybe October, September, sometime like that when I got started on this in 2006.
There's one sexy girl. There's two sexy girls.
Fox and Family Guy group was very liberal, and the fact that we could license the theme was great, and so it really, it's everywhere in the game in different forms. And then being able to get stuff, of course, that was real good. But they also allowed me to go through, I went through 100 Family Guy episodes and pulled lines. That's good when you can do that. And surprisingly, as much music as is in the show, it mostly is not underscore. There'll be a joke and talking and stuff, and then there'll be some music, but it doesn't trash the talking too much. So I was able to pull a lot, actually.
Well, not just that. I mean, there's a mode in here that's based on the Ipecac episode, which is a really fun one. And I believe I have to hit the drunken clam shot, this very, very difficult shot, to try to start that. But that was that was funny in the show itself, and it's fun to have in this game.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. No problem.
It's like you've got like a TikTok theme going on, like a game show,
like a bomb going off.
And then all of a sudden it's
yeah. Oh, I understand why. I mean, that was one of the things that made me sad about this game, is that because these games were going into private residences more so than being operated, moms were putting their foot down.
Yep. And that's how Shrek was born.
That's how Shrek, and then Jack was personally responsible for that, because he was telling Gary Stern, I can't sell these. How about we retheme this to Shrek? Which I had nothing to do with. And I was sad. I thought, well, gee, it's not going to be, not going to get out there. But I didn't know until years later that, yes, the initial sales were soft, but when people started operating this one, like in bars and stuff, there was a considerable demand for it. So Stern went back into production and made more Family Guy. And I felt better. But it's still not one of their bigger titles. And then that's another version of the Family Guy theme, as demented as possible, because Stewie was so incredibly demented.
Oh yeah!
I always like that. Just the music, that ding 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 ding. It was perfect.
Well, that's somewhat out of tune toy pianos played in minor seconds. It's just.
This is even worse than when you ate that.
And that was a lot of fun to do. But there were so many evocative things going on on the playfield and Pat Waller's playfield and the art and the call-outs and the whole thing that this one was not that hard to do, quite frankly. I was really happy with the result.
Wow, Peter, that's a book.
Funny thing is, I don't collect pinball machines. I live on a slope and I have no place to keep them. I mean, I have a studio where I have 5 or 6 machines, but I'm working on those. And as soon as I'm done with those machines have to go away because I'm going to be working on new machines. But I only own 1 machine. But if I own 2 machines, and my wife had anything to say about it, Family Guy would be the machine. She loves this machine. So she's not your average mom.
Do you think someday you may end up with one of these? Is it still possible?
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe. I've got my I would keep it in my studio. My work would have to slow down a little bit. Right now, my work's never been busier in my entire life. I'm doing more machines for more clients than ever before. I like it that way, and I'm real happy with the projects I'm working on. So right now, it would be impossible because I just don't have the room.
Ever possessed you to do that?
But yeah, I would like to add it. I mean, if the only two machines I owned were Alien and Family Guy, that would be a lot of fun.
Anything you can share about what you're working on? That's public knowledge.
Is your watch slow or just you?
Well, public knowledge. I mean, everybody knows I've been working on Raza for Deeproot for almost 3 years. It's taking them an extraordinary amount of time to, get it all together. Everything is new, and plus they have not tried. They have changed the platform kind of radically while retaining the pinballness of it. They've done a lot of things to reinvent pinball, and that all takes time. So everybody knows I'm working on Raza. The other ones, one of them is super, super secret, and so I will honor that. I am working on something for Chicago Gaming, and that's pretty secret too. Yeah, I really can't say much about what I'm working on now because this is the first time that I'm really working for 3 different competitors at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's tricky. I have to maintain a relationship of like a lawyer or a priest or a doctor, and nothing from client 1 can go to client 2.
Well, I'm glad that they understand that it's really not a problem to have a music and sound person doing work for different competing companies, because you'll do your best work for all of them. They'll all get, and it's the same with us. When we do videos for sometimes competing companies, and we do a good job on both sides. We just do what we're there to do.
Right. I mean, it's up to me to both be discreet and to also not overschedule myself so that, I can't do my best job. I always,
How long does it take for you to
right.
Right.
If I'm going to get new jobs, I have to be doing, as good as I can do. So I'm very excited about the new work, and I wish I could talk about it, actually.
You suck!
But these are all, the one thing I can say is that these aren't for the established companies. I mean, I'm not doing any work with Stern and haven't since 2012. And this is not for Jersey Jack. I did 3 games for them. This is other companies. And it's exciting to me and it's really exciting for all the collectors to have so much choice now. There are a lot of people, more than ever before, people trying to create things that will tickle their fancy and entice them. It's a fantastic time to be a collector and someone who loves pinball. I think this is the new golden age, really. I think we're going to be able to compete very favorably with some of the best machines that were done in the previous golden era, which I didn't even participate in because I stopped doing pinball in 1988. My company made video games primarily.
When you and I were starting to get to know each other, it was during a tumultuous time when pinball on location was declining and collecting pinball machines was going up. Would you say you're of the opinion that collectors saved the industry?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of things happened societally that have nothing to do with coin-operated things. I mean, 9/11, people going out in public after 9/11 in 2000, over 20 years ago, changed how much traffic there was out in public. Plus, it was possible to entertain yourself at home to a degree that you never could have before. 500 cable channels, home game consoles that were every bit as, and many times more powerful than the game platforms that we had in coin-op. So many things happened. So was hard for operators to operate machines at a profit. And yeah, pinball could have just gone the way of a lot of other kinds of industries. But there was always that people collecting machines. It just used to be different. It used to be operators operating machines, right? And when they were beat up, then we could buy them for $500 and try to fix them and refurbish them. Right. So it was first run, second run kind of thing. But gradually, with the internet and everything, collectors. First off, with less operators operating pinball machines, there was less inventory. And people still wanted to have more pinball machines, so they started buying them new in box. You bought one, your first machine was new in box. So, you got Stewie multi-ball?
Look what I did.
All right.
I did something I wasn't sure I'd be able to do while we're recording here, and I did it.
I'm going to shut up.
Jackpot!
And I'm playing two pinball machines at once, and back when I owned this game, I would never look at the Stewie playfield. I just couldn't focus on the upper playfield and lower, so I would just watch the flippers at the bottom and try to keep the balls alive.
Right. Hope that something good is going on in the other playfield.
Exactly. Hopefully I'm making shots. Giggity is right.
Well, that does it for me. Let's go, Peter.
The ladies say I'm too soft. Nice job, fella. I mean, ma'am. I mean, fella.
Thing snuck out of there.
Got a long time on that up post.
Great, the whole world is laughing at me.
About ready to go away, I think. There it goes.
Yeah. Oh!
It's trying to trap it and paid the price.
Bill, quickly now.
Lose the zero, get to the hero.
Well, that was great. If we could see that Ipecac contest or chicken fight, I would feel like this was a complete show.
Yeah. Well, keep doing it. So, in any case, I was saying, when I rejoined the fray in 2006, I flew to Chicago and I went to Pat Lawler's place. He talked to me about things, and he was of the opinion then that the collector market was really beginning to dominate pinball sales. But the prevailing thought at Stern was that was not true. But they didn't know because they didn't sell directly to consumers. They sold to distributors.
It's well documented that Gary Stern said at a pinball show to collectors, "You are not important. What you need to do is just go play games on location. That's what you should be doing."
Yep. And he was. It took a long time. Really, that attitude. I mean, Jack, on the other hand, Jack Guarneri, Jersey Jack, was one of his biggest distributors, and he knew where the games were going, and he had a sense of what collectors, as opposed to operators, were willing to pay for a machine and the kind of thing they wanted. And he was having a hard time convincing Stern to do that, so he started up a pinball company. And Stern learned very quickly the lessons of Jack, and it did them a lot of good to do things that they otherwise wouldn't have done.
Well, competition is good. You need it. And the customer benefits and everything benefits.
Everybody benefits. It's never that much fun to work for a monopolist.
Yep.
It's just, and that was the case. I mean, I worked for Stern from 2006 to whatever, 2012, 13, and there was, if I didn't do pinball for them, I wouldn't do pinball for anybody. So now, it's fantastic. I think there's maybe 7 or 8 different companies
Yeah.
in some form of developing a game, and at least 3 or 4 or 5 of them are actually making things you can buy. And this summer, I think that number will rise to 6 or 7. There's going to be a lot of choice. All right.
That's just great, fella.
Care to comment on this music?
I think this is the Stewie. I think this is the Stewie theme. Sort of the John Williams-esque version of the Family Guy theme. I think we put it here because so few people will ever get there.
Right.
And this is appropriate for entering, your initials for having done a glorious, wonderful thing and gotten on the high school table.
Grand fanfare, for sure.
This is even worse than when you ate that bubblegum out of the garbage. Ryan, did you get into the garbage last night?
No.
Well, unless you have any other stories you'd like to share, I'm 90% satisfied with my gameplay.
I'm very impressed. This was great. Family Guy. All right.
Well, thank you very much, David, for being on the show, and I'm looking forward to doing more. And with that, thank you for all watching, and we will see you next time.
Milk, lemonade, around the corner, fudge is made.